Hey guys and gals, I got another one for you today. Today I'm platooned up with Hoops on Panama. He's in his 705A. I'm in my IS-7. We're starting in the south spawn, which a lot of people don't like because you have to cross the river to get up to the northwest field where the choke is. And the north spawn does not have to cross the river, so people feel like they have a significant advantage to get up there and get position. However, I guess I can't disagree because it definitely is a thing. However, I feel like if the scout tanks and medium tanks in the south get up there and spot the field, it usually slows down the Reds' advance, and then the heavies can come in behind and you can still win it. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen too often anymore. If you're spawned in the south, what happens is green team just sits on this ridge back here, and if I'm in the north spawn, they are delicious to farm. Alright, so what I don't want to do is sit on this back ridge. I'm hoping that I get some support, and first shot into that bat chat, Gunner nails that one down, which is awesome. And maybe some foreshadowing of what's to come here. Now, Hoops went down the zero line. Excuse me. Hoops went down the zero line, and I used to think that this map cannot be won by the zero line, but it just continually happens more often, and I feel like it's not because the zero line is more important. It's just that this choke isn't fought correctly. So you pretty much just take this out of the equation, and the game is kind of different. But nonetheless, since the zero line can win the game, Hoops decides he's going to take that flank, I'm going to take this one, and we're just going to try to dictate the greens, make sure that they keep pushing whichever side is weak. And you can see already that I have a ton of tanks up on this ridge and nobody's up here with me. So the good thing for me is my gunner is on point and my turret is very strong in the IS-7. This is my favorite tier 10 heavy tank and my most played tier 10 tank. Another shot into that standard B, his ammo rack. And I keep calling for help. I'm hoping that, you know, they start to push up. If anything, I just want to continually hit help, that way they don't back off the ridge while I'm still up here, because a lot of times they'll just kind of give up that ridge line, back up, and then I'll get surrounded and die. So Hoops makes an advance across the zero line. Unfortunately for him, he lands right in the laps of, I think it was a Death Star or a ship barn, I can't remember which. Alright, so this leopard decides he's going to try to get shots in my butt, but I am proactive and I'm on top of him, calling for help. Really need them to watch my left flank here. And I try to lead this leopard, and I lead him right into a mound of dirt. Now the bat chat hits me, so I just say GG. I figure once I'm on low health, it'll just be like seconds before the red team decides to rush me and take me out. Try to lead that bat chat back, and I led him right into a hill. Now this French heavy tank comes at me by himself, and my team doesn't let me down. They cover me. So now, third shot I missed in a row. That was kind of a poor shot, but my gunner was on point in the beginning, and now he can't hit the broadside of a barn. So we still got 900 hit points to work with. I just got to keep these guys spotted, get the lower plate of the Centurion, and we drop that into the dirt. Okay, gunner. We can't afford to miss these shots. Don't get the shell in time there, and now they're starting to flank me. The nice thing about the French heavy being there is he was kind of covering my side, so it allows me time to get around, and unfortunately I'm going to get tracked here. But my team helps me once again, so maybe that ridgeline isn't as bad as I thought it was. Now, I was turning in reverse, which pulled my turret around, so it actually had me shoot at the backside of the Progetto rather than leading him, and he loaded some HE shells for me, which is kind of hilarious. My commander's dead, so I can't spot him. And this is going to be the difference between an ace tanker and level 1. So at this point I'm not spotting my own damage. So I see the Progetto over there, and I let my bloom go down. Unfortunately, I miss, but I still have this heavy tank to use as cover. Thankfully, this guy threw his tank away for me. And we're going to get a nice shot into the Progetto's turret there. And we're just going to take our time and reload. Just watch the mini-map here. He continually shoots HEs into my turret. I don't recommend shooting HE shells at an IS-7 turret unless you're a Death Star or Ship Barn or something with a high caliber where you're at least going to do some damage. Alright, so we take a 3-tank lead, somehow pull this field off. I mean, it's not totally won, but it feels like once my guys get up here, it's going to be over. So we played a patient game in the IS-7. Down to 9 minutes left in the game. We're up to 4,500 damage. Nice result. Block 2,300. And I'd like to push up to him, but A, my commander's dead, so my tank isn't performing at peak. This LTTB gets spotted in the middle. Get a shot into him. And I'd like to put him down just because they do have 2 scouts, and scouts can run this map at the end of the game. Now, they do pull back 7-7 tie. But I feel like once we win this, we'll be able to finish up the 0 line after this. So let's see if I don't throw my tank away here. So I'm going to pull up on the Centurion 7-1, and you see the lack of gun depression. Hit his drive wheel, lock him back into place. But I know I'm not going to be able to do that again, especially with the Leopard behind him. So I'm going to take my time here. And the Leopard actually pens me there, but I pen him back. And hoping my 430U can shut one of them down. Get it. Get it. Okay, my defender came up behind him, shut down the Leopard. 430U finishes him up. And we have a 2-tank advantage here. So while the 0 line's spotted, I want to head over there. Miss my shot on the standard B. Gunner, you have been pretty lousy. I mean, how much damage have I left on the table? It'd be interesting to think. Now, the IS-7, by no means you expect to hit all your shots. It's not a Chieftain. It's not that accurate, but there's definitely been a couple easy shots that I felt like I missed here. Alright, so there's only 4 reds left, and there is still a scout, and it looked like he was heading towards the 0 line. My thought process is that he is going to spot for the Ship Barn and the Death Star and the heavy tank, which is down in the middle in the river. Not a good place to be. So we track that Death Star. Hopefully my team can shut him down. They must not know that I tracked him there. So I go for a blind shot and I miss that. And hopefully my medium tank on the 0 line will push up and light him up. Hopefully my medium tank will push up and light him up. And no, he's not moving. Okay. So now we're in a predicament. What? The scout? Okay, so the scout came back to light us up. What our medium tank should be doing. The scary thing is, if that LTTB stays alive, all he needs to do is light my team up, and they potentially have shots across the valley into my teammates. Only being up 2 tanks, that is not good. So we shouldn't push forward like my heavy tanks continually do. Kind of a stalemate right now. Waiting for my medium tank to push up, which he is not budging. LTTB pokes up. The Death Star takes my 430U. 53 TP says awesome. Good game. And I ask him to follow me. He says he's immobilized, which is not good at all. Now the medium tank decides to move up. I don't know what sparked his interest there, but he realizes that he's got to do something. Long distance shot there, but I felt like I had the broadside of the Death Star. I think he might have been behind the hill. And I just realized that this LTTB needs to go, and they have just swung it in their favor. So all the work that I've done, put into this game, it's going to get flushed down the toilet. And now I am not excited to fight an LTTB one-on-one without a commander in an inaccurate heavy tank that's a one-shot. I mean, he just needs to flank around me. However, he takes an aggressive approach, so I spot him, and I know he's a pretty good player just the way he's been playing. So he falls back, and to me, I just have to close the distance here. I can't mess around. I have to close the distance. I just have to go for him. If he comes at me, I have to land my shot. My gunner can't screw this up. So he goes behind that ridgeline, and I think he's going to double back. I'm overthinking this, and he pops out over there. So the ship barn hasn't been spotted, and I feel like I'm being led right into him. So I'm going to try to use this dead tank to cover me, and the LTTB comes back around. So I'm going to aim and lead, and he misses his shot. I land mine. And I want to try to get below this ridgeline, because if the ship barn is back there, which I can tell he is now, like me being targeted here just tells me that he's back on that ridgeline somewhere, but since my commander's dead, I can't see where he is. I only got 6 shells left. He kind of tells me where he's at and lets me know that I can move forward. My 53 TP somehow crosses the valley and shuts down the Death Star, thankfully. Awesome job by him. And I just feel like I need to close the distance here because I'm not going to outspot him. And he's got a long reload. I'm pretty quick. I can close that distance that I need to. So he's over there, and we got a 2v1. And the nice thing is he's only got 36 hit points. So he's just got to fart on me, and I'm dead. Just got to take my time, wait for my 53 TP. So what I want to do is force him to come over the ridgeline and try to get me. And then my 53 TP will be able to hopefully shoot him if he gets his shell out before me. I definitely do not want to take a chancy shot here, because if I shoot, then he potentially has a shot on me, and he backs up trying to find a sneaky shot, and that allows me to put it right in his head. And we get into endgame stats: 6,700 damage, 2,300 blocked, 700 assisted. Just a fun game. Back and forth battle. When I was racing down from the northwest field, I thought I was just going to get some extra damage at the end, and that didn't turn out to be. Their LTTB made a really nice play to get it back in the Reds' hands, and unfortunately wasn't aggressive enough. I feel like had he just rushed me and taken his chances, he might have got behind me and been able to shut me down, especially with a dead commander. But he didn't, and we pull it off. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.